Welcome to part 3 of my Beginner Guitar Bootcamp Series. We are halfway through this. My name is Rob Reed, and this is 20-Minute Guitar Player. A couple things before we get started. Don't forget to check out part 1 and part 2 if you haven't already. And if you have checked it out and you're having some problems or you have some questions, put your question down in the comments and I'll get back to you personally with an answer. I'm excited. Let's do this. So in today's lesson, we're going to take a look at 4 things that are really important when first starting to learn how to play the guitar. So you're going to learn your second rock riff. You're going to learn how to properly pick notes on the fretboard. You're going to learn your E major chord. And we're going to learn how to properly switch between chords using our guide finger concept. So learning riffs are really great because they develop dexterity in your fingers and really help with coordination with your hands in picking. It's not so much about the riff, but it's more about the exercise that the riff provides. So your second riff, it's from an AC/DC album. We're going to start with our first finger in the 4th fret, second string from the bottom, or the B string. But first, we're going to pick the open string. So it's going to go open, 4, and then open, and then your 4th finger in the 7th fret, B string or second string. So together. And then when you feel comfortable with that, then you can slide the whole position up 1 fret. So now you're on the 5th fret, B string, and the 8th fret, B string. And it's going to sound like this. And then go back to the 4th fret. So all together it sounds like this. To the beginning and keep doing it over and over again. So yeah, great exercise, builds up strength in your 4th finger. The second thing we're going to look at is how to properly pick notes on a string. So for now, you're just picking down, you're doing down picks. And that's common when starting out, but I want you to do down and up picks. So we're going to start with an up pick and then down. So open B is up and then down. Up, and then down, up, and then down, pick up, and then down, and then pick up, down. So it's going to sound like this. And the point of picking up and down is that you can move a lot faster and be a lot more fluid and smoother with your lines. So yeah, just make sure you're picking up and down, and that's a great exercise for learning how to properly pick the single notes. Third thing we're going to look at is learning your E major chord. So take your first finger, 1st fret, 3rd string from the bottom, or G string. Take your second finger and place it on the 5th string from the bottom, 2nd fret. And then take your 3rd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string from the bottom, or D string. Remember to keep your thumb back. Give it a strum. Great, so now you know D, A, and E chords. Sounds really good. So the 4th thing we're going to look at today is changing between the chords. And that's where our guide finger comes in. So you want to be using your guide finger to smoothly transition between chords. Start with our A chord. And then we drop down to our D, using our guide finger to anchor us, and then go back to A using our guide finger. And then when we're going to E, you're going to lift your 2 fingers, keeping your guide finger there, or anchor finger there, and then slide your anchor finger back 1 fret. Don't take it off the guitar, just slide it back 1 fret, just like that. And then lift and jump to your 5th and 4th strings. So it's a really nice fluid motion, and you don't get lost because you don't take your finger off the fretboard. So you just lift, slide, and jump to get to E. And then when you want to get from E to D, you just lift, slide up, and then drop your fingers down to D. So yeah, that's the whole point of the guide finger. It just keeps your hand anchored, and you're able to find your chords really quickly. So it's great stuff. So let's do 8 strums on A, 8 strums on D, and then 8 strums on E to get the changes using our guide finger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lift, drop down to D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then lift, slide your guide finger back, jump to your 4th and 5th strings with E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then lift, slide forward to A. Great. So you can practice that movement and motion at home and just keep going over it until you feel comfortable and using your guide finger. And oh yeah, one more thing. When you're switching chords, you want to have a system with how you lay your fingers down. You don't want to just be randomly placing your fingers down at any certain time. You want to put your first finger down first, your second finger down second, and your third finger down third, just to give you a similar pattern and movement every time when you're changing chords. So for example, you go to D with this second finger, third finger, then you lift, slide back, and you put your second finger and then third finger down for E, and you come forward and you put your second finger and third finger down for A. So you're putting your fingers down in the same order, and then before you know it, you'll be dropping them all at the same time at the speed of light. So stay tuned for episode 4. I can't believe we're at the end already. It's going to be a good one. See you next time.